I've been playing Polybridge 2 for a while now, long enough to have beaten the entire game, every single developer built level, and I got to thinking. Polybridge 2 is a great game, there's no denying that fact, but it's not very realistic. You see, in Polybridge 2, you make a bridge and it breaks, nothing happens. You have to go back to the start of the level and rebuild it. In real life, however, you build a bridge and it breaks, you're done. Your career's over, you've got to start all the way back at the very beginning. So let's make Polybridge 2 a little more lifelike. Hardcore Polybridge 2. Now the rules for this challenge are pretty simple. You play a level and you have exactly one chance to beat said level. If you have a single piece of material break, a single car not make it to its flag, you're done. Level over, restart back to level 1-1. Now Polybridge 2 has 6 worlds. Originally the game had just 4. The 5th and 6th worlds were added in later on, and they are some of the hardest levels in the game, and I don't think that I can beat them in one go. So the aim of this challenge, beat the first 4 worlds back to back to back without ever having a bridge break, without ever losing a level. And if I do, no matter where I am, back to world 1-1. We go again, we restart, we will beat all 4 worlds in the original Polybridge 2 game without ever having a bridge break. So we're going to kick it off with world 1. These levels are pretty easy. They're to get you into the game, get you to understand the fundamentals of how to build bridges. From humble beginnings, everything must begin with level 1-1, the 10-meter simple bridge. Let's get into it. So this first level is very much an easy introduction to Polybridge 2. It's just a simple bridge. And so we just need a simple solution. If it doesn't break, and it doesn't, we've beaten the level. That seems pretty easy. Surely it's just that again and again and again, but it's not. The levels get progressively harder as we go throughout the game. So we're going to start off with another nice simple bridge here. And we will see how we go. Will this break? It doesn't. Awesome. World 1, level 2 beaten. On to level 3 now. And level 3 introduces our first new material to the game. Steel. Steel is just like wood. It's a supporting piece, but it is much, much stronger. We'll once again have a nice set of supports made entirely out of triangles. Triangles are going to be our friend in this playthrough. They are very, very strong indeed. And then, you know what, we'll add some supports down the bottom here as well. And we should see that we beat this level as well very, very easily. I should also note that I'm going to require for every single design that we build to be under budget as well. You're given a specific budget in which you must beat the level under, and we are going to be hitting that for every single level as well. The next level then, level 1-4, a 14-meter overpass. So another pretty simple level. Just build a bridge that comes up on top of this boat here and then comes down nicely at the end. Make sure that we are under budget. This looks strong enough, we'll give it a go. And we're making very nice progress to start with. Level 1-5 now, where we introduce the concept of checkpoints. Checkpoints are these stars that you see here. They're given labels, and the car with the same label must hit its checkpoint before reaching its flag to end the level. Nice and simple in this level. Just build a bridge to have these cars hit their checkpoints and then continue on. We'll then build out with some nice easy supports like so. We now just need to support the middle of our bridge here, and we are over budget. Where can we shave some money? We can shave money there. Is that going to hold up nicely? I think it will, and it does. Level 1-5 beaten. On to the next level then. Level 1-6, and we have a drawbridge. So this level introduces hydraulics. So hydraulics, they simply contract or expand at the points mentioned here. So at the very start of the level, we will have one hydraulic phase where hydraulics can either expand or contract, and then our boat goes. And then we have a second phase where they will then do the opposite of what they did in the first phase. And then our little moped here on the left will travel across our bridge. So nice and simply, we want to build out some supports for our bridge, a little like so. And then if you double tap on a joint, you can make it into this sort of split joint. From that then, we're going to build some supports and then have our hydraulics. Now our hydraulics here are simply going to grab onto these pieces of road in the middle and pull them up. I'll have to substitute in some wooden pieces instead of steel, but we should now be able to beat this level quite easily. You can see our hydraulics pull up those pieces of road, thus allowing the boat through the middle of the bridge. And then in just a moment they're going to expand, pushing those pieces of road back into place. Our bridge is all going to connect up again, and then our moped's going to drive across nice and easily. And we've beaten the level. On to level 1-7 now, where we have our first reversing checkpoint introduced. These checkpoints are signified by these two arrows here, and they mean that when a car hits them, the car will stop and reverse back in the direction that it came. So, in order to beat this level then, we just need to build a nice sloped road so that we can quite easily hit that checkpoint and then have our taxi car travel back down. And this should do us quite nicely. On to the next level then, where we introduce both rope and cable. Rope and cable are strong and long, but they cannot be compressed. We're going to utilize our cable and our rope to hold our bridge up from these two hot air balloons in the sky. But to start with, we're going to need to create some supports for our bridge. Instead of making a large arch, we're going to go back to simple triangles. So we'll copy and paste these triangles all the way along the length of this bridge, and then connect their tops up nice and neatly. We'll then add in some cables. Oh, we might have to make them ropes instead. And we're still somehow over budget, so where can we save even more money? We can start by dropping these middle sections just a little. Oh, and we're still over budget by quite a lot. Okay, so what if instead then we shorten the length of these pieces of rope? Right, something like this, or we're just $126 over budget. If we try with $2 under budget or over budget. Alright, let's try this design. We are under budget, but will this beat the level unbreaking is the question. There's only one way to find out. We have to run the level. Let's give it a go. We start with very low stress, but oh no! Straight away we have a break, and unfortunately that means that it is back to World 1, Level 1. I have a feeling that we are going to be seeing this level a lot throughout this challenge. So we will speedrun this bridge, beat it nice and quickly, and then we'll get back to where we left off. And look at that, we're back to level 1-8 already. So how do I want this to work then? We'll start off with simpler supports on the left and right, and then some simpler, smaller triangular supports along the length of the bridge. And then we have enough for that under budget, but is that the design that I want to go with? While I have got money to spare, we may as well splurge, you know, treat yourself a little bit, see what we can do. We are then over budget. We should be able to save some money, like so. Will this design work then? I think it's going to be a little bit dicey between these rope supports, but we'll give it a go, see how we go. And it ends poorly. And just as I suspected, a major issue was in between the rope supports. I think next time I want those supports to not be connected to the same point to reduce the distance between the rep supports. But that means that we are back again to the very first level of the game, and we get to try all over again.